Hello guys! Good afternoon! We are now live here at Global TV Network and with me is my nephew Lilo and my brother Alvin.
Hello.
So, it's my brother's birthday. It's November 27 and we are here celebrating his birthday and at the same time the christening of my two twin nephews, si Lucio and Lucas. Yan yung pangalan nila at the back. And this is Kuya Lilo. So, Kuya Lee, yung ano namin, yung eldest sa mga nephews ko. So, we are here and we are ready to take your questions. So, if you see my brother here, Alvin, ano nga yung weight mo before? Like, yung parang matagal mo na weight before we change our way of eating, our way of life.
Yeah, I can't remember. I am below 90. Like it's always 95, 96, 97, 98, and the biggest that I was able to measure my weight is about 101, maybe more. But
yeah,
I went to a scale.
Yung pinaka na record mo so far na pinakamalaki mo
101,
before.
101. That's in my phone.
And right now you are. Ano nga yung last kilo natin? Around...
Like yesterday, it was 75 point
75.
something, 75.6.
And of course, after almost more than 2 weeks of feasting, no?
Yeah.
Kasi my brother worked abroad, no? He just came from Dubai. And as always, after going home for so long, especially with the quarantine, medyo series of feasting talaga. So, I think he came home with a weight of 72 and with all clothes pa niyan during that time, di ba? With clothes on and shoes on. I think you weighed 72 pagdating mo, yung pagdating mo. And that was more than 2 weeks ago. And right now, he is just 75. So, most likely, maraming yung water weight and everything. But, compare that with 101, which is already around 30 kilos. So, imagine, yung 30 kilos na yan noon, if ever, kapag hindi mo yun na-lose, it will become like, dinadala mo, para kang nagwe-weights noon. But it's not helping you like gain muscles or anything because it's all fats that you were carrying then. And do you feel na there's any changes as to
Yeah, never been better. Like I can do a lot of things. Like in terms of the efficiency, I was able to I was able to do a lot of things at a minimum use of time and and I feel great. Kasi hindi ako laging pagod.
Yeah.
Kumbaga parang kulang pang gagawin ko. It's the opposite. I thought I can do a lot more when I was big, but it's the opposite. When I became, a bit smaller and smaller, the more I can do
and
things.
72 to 75 is already normal BMI for you. You don't know? You don't know?
I think that's the body mass index.
Yes,
It's
proportional.
Yeah.
Because kasi lumaki kami, kaya ang tawag ko sa kanya is Bobby, in short for Baboy. Although yun yung tawagan naming magkakapatid. And look, hindi man masyadong obvious na magkapatid kami kasi hindi kami pareha ng mukha. Pero magkapatid kami. He's the eldest and I'm the youngest. We are 5 years apart. You're 37 now? 36?
I stopped counting.
You stopped counting?
But I guess
it's 37.
Yeah.
I think 37. 37. Okay, so my brother is 37 already. And I think yung mukha mo ngayon, just like what others noted, yung mukha mo ngayon is actually parang bumalik ka nung college. No? Oo, parang bumalik ka ng college. But for me even fitter than nung college. Kasi when you were in college before, ganyan yung extremities, pero mas malaki yung chan. Especially, di ba, halos, mga,
beer belly.
At saka meron kang mannerism nun na gumaganon ka sa nagko-cross ng arms mo. Nasabi mo yung may purpose yung chan mo.
Kasi dito
patungan.
patungan.
Patungan ng kamay kapag But actually, it's really not, we love him and we adored his soft edges. Pero alam namin, there were times na we were worried. So when we entered into this way of life, so as you know, yung February is our fasting anniversary. Before that, we already started intermittent fasting, short IF, medyo nagli-limit-limit ng carbs, ng sugars. But yung ultimate talaga na extended fasting, we started this February 2019. And after that, gumawa kami ng libro and everything. Sabi nga nila, it's everything else is history. But with my family, it took a while before sila nag-jumpstart, especially if they were abroad. So, I think you started May na, no? Was it May? Kasi yun yung parang meron tayong before and after eh. For those of you who were the first edition readers of the book, of book 1, meron pang mga photos nun. Kasi yung mga recent editions, wala ng photos. Wala na. Kasi in-eliminate na ni Amazon yung mga photos. So, all text na lang. So, for those of you who got the first edition ng books, na meron pang mga before and after photos. I think the chapter, the appendix then was labeled as journeys, success stories in photos. Okay? So, mga success stories yan in photos. So, nandun siya. And noon, masaya-masaya na tayo when you lost around 15 kilos.
Yeah, because for
diba?
me, it's a milestone.
It's a milestone.
Because I have been living for more than 20 years na 90 and above, and
we
only
will,
recent, maybe this year or something.
Kasi when, there's 5 of us in the family and Bobby is our eldest. Pangalawa, yung sister namin si Kat. And then yung pangatlo, si Andrew and si Bapi and then me. And then Andrew, which is the third, is actually taller than him but weighs lighter. Before, but ngayon, I think you weigh lighter na than him. Kasi gumaganang-ganan. I think the last time he weighed was around 75 kilos. So before, never talaga tayo nag-isip na magiging lighter ka than him ever, di ba?
And I thought also it's impossible.
Oo nga, kasi nga, although we never really tried seriously like dieting or effortly, kasi before, parang yung okay lang tayo sa ating way of life. At saka, parang yung sinasabi nila na if you're gonna be diabetic, if you're gonna die this young, kasi because of illnesses, especially na marami tayong family history of diabetes. Our dad died of diabetes at the age of 50 or only around 55. So, yun talaga, inaccept na lang namin. But when we learned about fasting and how is it possible to really change your way of life, and how is it, like for me, akala natin before, yun lang talaga, parang as you age, parang lalapad ka na lang, no? No, especially when you become a parent, the moment you become a dad, yung malaki ka na before at naging dad bod ka pa, di ba?
Hindi ko talaga in-expect na pwedeng maging ganun, not unless lang kina mga celebrities na they are paid to do it, something like that. I thought it's impossible for a normal
person to lose this
I
much.
always thought that as you grow older, you grow also horizontally bigger.
Yeah, parang tatanggapin mo na lang. Kasi a lot of us will, especially who knew us and within our family, mama, papa, mga in-laws, sisters, brothers, cousins, and titas, yung given na talaga yon. But right now, we are seeing each other with what we call as age reversal. So, yung parang nare-reverse talaga yung age. Kasi, with weight loss, hindi lang yung nawawala yung weight. For some, natatakot na baka yung skin nila maglulus or parang mangangayayat. But actually, it's just very transient. And with autophagy, yung eating mechanism, self-eating mechanism ng katawan natin, that is when hindi niya actually kinakain yung katawan natin. But kinakain or nire-recycle niya yung mga parts ng ating cells na sira na or pwede nang palitan. But if you are not into fasting, never kang magkaka-autophagy that much. Although yes, autophagy may occur in some extent all throughout, but it's not really real autophagy. There are those that are saying na ang autophagy daw ay normal cycle na nangyayari kahit hindi ka nagpa-fasting. To some extent, yes, but actually, hindi talaga that much. Yung sinasabi nilang kumakain or nawawala yung mga sirang parts, it's actually apoptosis. Apoptosis is the scheduled cell death, no? So, yung mga cells natin, schedule talaga yan. Merong mga parts ng cells natin na namamatay. So, ang pagtawag sa mga cells na namamatay, scheduled cell death, ay apoptosis. And the moment ng isang cell na supposedly needs to die, dapat nare-replace siya. For example, our skin, our lining in our stomach, kapag hindi siya namamatay at nag-overgrowth siya and continuously siya growing, that's actually one sign of tumor generation. So, one character of cancer actually is hindi siya namamatay. It's bypassing the normal apoptosis, the normal cell death. So, apoptosis is different from autophagy. So, autophagy is something that you induce whenever you are taking less than what you normally consume, because that way, your body will try to scavenge. Parang manglilinis siya. So, I always exemplify that as kung sa bahay, kapag walang masyadong dumarating na mga, for example, hindi ka nakapag-grocery, so you tend to look for kung ano-ano pang nasa pantry or sa kitchen mo na nakatago. So that is also what's happening in our body. Kapag wala ng incoming food na pumapasok, your body will tend to look for its sources. And ano yung always nilang kukunin muna? Yung yung pwedeng ma-recycle. So those cell parts or mga cells mismo na defective. So they will eat that up and they will generate. So guys, if you have questions, feel free to ask kung ano man. Sumaya, thank you so much. Sumaya is also in UAE. She's a Muslim, so sanay na siyang mag-IF. But right now, because of ADF, I think na kapag ADF na siya, so kahit Muslim siya, na part ng tradition nila yung fasting, upon joining our group, upon learning from our episodes and our low carb feasting and fasting community, nakapag fasting siya ng EF, so extended fasting. So that is really nice. And to my mom, such an inspiring story, especially na anak mo yan, no? So keep it up for the entire family, especially for your wife Angel, for Lilo, Loki. This is Lilo. Loki is the younger brother, and our new baby twins, Lucia and Lucas. And for yourself, of course, because you will only take care of your... Hello, Tita Karen! Nakita kong nag-like ka. Nandito kami ngayon sa Tambayanihan Garden Cafe. So, we celebrated my brother's birthday and the twins' christening. No? So, we welcome them to the Christian world. Hello po, Sir Don Lee. Si Sir Don Lee is din yan, health coach, and masarap yung
Hello, Sir Don.
Yung mga pinopost niya na mga food. Sobrang mga masasarap, and at the same time, mga easy meals, pero sobrang creative. Magaling siya, magaling siya. So if you have questions, love you, Tita Karen. Incorporate po ng dry fasting.
Tita Karen, friend ko yan, si RJ and si Shaw. They're both my friends.
Tita Karen, yung dalawang boys mo pala, kaibigan ng kuya ko, si RJ and Shaolin. So, Shaw. So, Angel Angela from Cagayan, hello! See you po soon. Can't wait to see the twins na, Angela and kids. Hello. So, hi Lilo from Adam. Kilala mo si Adam? Si Adam yung baby ni
Tropa yan si Adam, tropa
yan. So, may nag-ask last time, I think it was Miss Monette, no? They asked about, kasi naka-mention tayo from our last episode, we discussed the different kinds of oils. So, we have healthy oil. So, yung known natin na healthy oils, especially for cooking, is coconut oil. But for raw, the safest one would be olive oil. But coconut oil is very, very flexible. Kasi kahit raw or cooked, it's very healthy. So, MCT oil, yun yung nalilabel nila na parang supplement to help you become fat adapted when in low carb lifestyle. It's medium chain triglyceride. It's just the chemical structure of coconut oil actually. So coconut oil lang yan. For some, kasi 'di ba, parang nakakahilo minsan yung coconut na taste. It's something na hindi, especially for those na hindi sanay. And before ako, ayaw ko rin yung parang langis na smell. But actually, kapag tinitake mo siya per tablespoon, wala siyang lasa. It's just the smell. But the taste itself is actually not So, Lilo is playing. Can we lower the volume?
Please.
Okay. So, yung coconut oil is actually very, very healthy. Tapos, may nag-ask, how about daw the fish?
Ay, siya, ma'am.
Which fish yung, nandito na yung isang baby boy namin. Teka, para nandito na. Yung twins namin dito, isang set lang. Pero, kung titingnan mo sila mamaya, parang dalawang set of twins. Anyway, may nag-ask, so how about the fish? Kasi we mentioned fish oil as one of the most important supplements because it's omega-3. Essential oil, meaning it is something that we cannot produce in our own selves. No, that's why we have to take it externally. Tulad ng vitamin C. Wala tayong enzyme na makakapag-convert ng vitamin C. And the dogs, meron sila, and many others sa animal kingdom, meron silang enzyme na pwede silang gumawa ng vitamin C or ascorbic acid. But wala tayo niyan. So, yung iba actually na nagbibigay ng vitamin C sa dogs, actually hindi siya ganun ka-effective kasi they can create their own. Hindi siya unlike us na it's essential. Omega-3 and omega-6 are both essential. But it is important na we have to be cautious whenever we take omega-6 kasi ang omega-6, although essential, but it's very, very abundant and we tend to consume them more than we need. And by nature, supposedly, yung pagkain natin ng omega-3 and omega-6 is 1:1 in ratio.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, because of processed foods and a lot of our foods, lahat ng ginagamit nila na oil, kung hindi seed oil na very toxic, is also omega-6 na oil. So, na-outbalance. Na in America, yung current na living standard nila, they consume omega-6 na 20:1 on ratio. So, what does it mean? Anong ibig sabihin kapag sobra-sobra yung omega-6? Kasi these oils, ito yung ginagawa ng cells natin either for energy, but most especially for cell bilayer. Parang yung coating ng cells. Like for example, our skin, so it's lipid bilayer. Ano siya? Water impermeable. 'Di ba? Kahit gaano ka katagal sa water, hindi ka magbo-bloat. Diba? Hindi siya na-absorb. Kasi it's water impermeable. Pero, at the same time, yung ginagawa, kapag yung omega-6 sobrang taas, it can lead to unstable na lipid bilayer. It will become unstable na cells, no? Yung coating niya unstable. So, anong ibig sabihin kapag unstable? Kung unstable, madali siyang mag-react sa mga tawag natin ng mga oxidants. And it can lead to inflammation kasi madali siyang ma-burst, meaning hindi siya stable na cells. So that is important that we have to take in enough and balanced kind of healthy oils, okay? So with omega-3, the healthiest would be the source of fish, di ba? Sinabi natin salmon, and ano pang mga oil, fish oil ba? Shark oil, yung mga ganon. But it is also important na if we take them raw, if we take them from the right sources, like for example, hindi from supplements, merong nagpa-shoutout muna. Hello, Annabelle. Hello, Jessie ako. Jessie ako? Nagpa-shoutout. Sabihin mo kung ano ang pangalan mo. Si Je ka. So, si Je. Jessie ako. Ganon. Or Jessie siya.
Shako.
J. Shako.
But ang A is the big letter, so...
Okay, hello, Je. So, yung important na omega-3 actually, like olive oil, should not undergo.
Wala man po, maka-off na ako.
Okay na. Nag-pause tayo, medyo mahina ang kalaban sa internet. I think we are live again. If you can still see us, please send a message para alam namin that you're still there. Ano yung pinag-uusapan natin? Yung dapat yung olive oil, tsaka hindi mag-undergo ng heat, no? And also, how about those canned oils, canned fishes, 'di ba? So with canned fishes, it's actually the healthiest would be either natural oil, meaning yung kanilang own natural oil, or in water. Yung mga tuna in water, salmon in water, kasi wala, sterilization lang talaga yung process nila. Sterilization and just immediate na scanning. So, the troubles of preserved fishes are actually the preservatives. So, yung iba, kapag hindi lang normal na canning process na sterilization, opo, ako si Je. Thanks, Doc Kilig. Okay. Hello po. Hello, Connie. Watching from San Carlos City, Pangasinan. Maraming San Carlos, no? In here, we have San Carlos then. Around 2 hours drive from Bacolod. There's also San Carlos City here. Marami pala San Carlos.
Cebu also, University of San Carlos.
Oh, Cebu has University of San Carlos, but hindi siya city. School siya. One of the oldest school. USC. Yeah, one of the oldest school daw yan in the Philippines, if not the oldest. Basta something oldest, meron silang kiniklaim na ganyan. So, but since we are talking about fishes, aside from their oil content, we also have to take consideration yung mercury. Have you heard about the mercury content of certain fishes? Diba, merong mga fishes, diba? Nandito din si Tita Army. Si Tita Army yung guest natin from the previous episodes. Nandito din siya. At sobrang sexy na ni Tita Army. Sila tutlo ni Maming at ni Tita Ging. Balik na sila sa dalaga selves nila. Parang hindi maintain na sila. Nahiya na kami sa kanila. So, inulit ko lang po. Nag-glitch ng konti. Yay! Oo, kasi parang huminaata yung signal dito. So I think when it comes to fishes, we also have to be cautious whenever we say mercury. Kasi yung mercury, it's a kind of metal na although very limited lang naman, but if you overdo it, can lead to neurologic symptoms. Meaning, it can affect your brain. Yung iba, nag-anxiety, nagda-depression, or mood swings, or iba, certain brain development, lack of focus, lack of concentration, yung ganon. And the scariest part is for those pregnant. Kasi it can be something that can involve the fetal development. Pwedeng magkaroon ng abnormalities or deficits yung baby if the mother is taking too much mercury. So, what is too much? So, sadly, yung mga paborito natin in low carb are also very high in mercury. Tuna, salmon, marlin, yun sila. Pero yung mga swordfish, hindi naman masyadong uso yan dito, no? Hindi naman masyadong uso yung swordfish. Mackerel.
Is there such a way to measure the mercury content of this?
Parang iba-iba, but somewhat mataas sila in a way na for those with weighing more than 50 kilos, yung suggested nila around 2 servings lang a week.
2 servings a week?
A week.
Oh, okay, meaning for example, 2 slices like that in a week.
Toy Pits a lot watching from Tacloban City.
Grabe, it's already Tacloban boy.
Oo, at sobrang linis na ng mukha niya. Nakita mo yung pikat. Si Toy Pits is a childhood friend.
Yeah, since grade school, high school, and up to college.
Yeah, so I grew up being their younger sister. So, lumaki akong mas malaki sila sa akin until naging mas malaki na ako sa kanila.
Yes. And Tita Margie.
Tita Margie.
Thank you. God bless you too.
Yes, no? Eto, hindi talaga kami masyadong nagsa-celebrate ng birthday. But we always celebrate life and we always celebrate every day. Na ngayon, since we appreciated life even more, so a little reason to celebrate, we really celebrate. It's a time to feast, to gather with families, and of course, with the necessary precautions. So we are here in Tambayanihan Garden Cafe, and at our back is a grazing na arrangement by Angel.
And I have a cake.
And merong cake! Yay! Look, merong cake yung brother ko. So, because he's a fan of Bob Marley, so I made him a cake na like that. So, para sa kanya talaga yan. No, you just play. So, buti naabutan ko po live. Thanks po sa info. Yes, happy birthday, Alvin, see you.
Thank you, Tita Karen. Thank you.
It's a very small world, no? So, I'm so happy na nandyan din kayo. Kasi medyo busy ngayon yung panahon, na, and I'm so happy that you get to witness here.
And Tita Karen, si Michelle, wife of RJ, is also my classmate in LaSalle.
College.
Management accounting kami. And also,
sa Dubai din yung si RJ.
yeah, sa Dubai din siya.
din, oh. So, my brother used to work. Si Je, nag-greet sa'yo. Happy birthday po sa inyo. More blessing po.
Maraming salamat, Je.
Thank you po. If you have questions or concerns, or kung meron kayong mga usual na tinatanong, I know kasi na with this lifestyle that we use, no, that we live, yung low carb and intermittent fasting, we know, especially yung mga closest loved ones natin, sila pa yung sometimes na medyo anti, no? Medyo anti sila, and at the same time, marami silang apprehensions. May nag-post nga last time sa group natin, di ba? Na meron, during the time daw, no, yung parati niyang kinakain is junk foods, mga Pop-Tarts, hindi sila nagwo-worry. Ngayon, kumakain na siya ng totoong pagkain, but just because it's full of baboy, full of meat, ngayon na siya wina-warn nila. Okay? Ipakita mo yun, Bob. So, we will show you a photo, a selfie photo of my brother. This is a year ago, 2 years ago.
I will check the date, the details.
2018. September 22 years ago.
So, no.
Tingnan mo.
Yeah.
2 years ago, 2 years and 2
And
months
I
ago.
felt normal.
Oh,
This is
normal.
me.
So, yan siya noong 2 years ago. Tapos sabi ko, sure ka walang filter yan?
Wala.
Ikaw baka may filter yan, yung nakakapagpa-distort ng mukha. But wala daw filter yan. So, imagine. So, ngayon, nakikita na yun. Tingnan mo yung obvious na, if we can't emphasize on the cheeks, no? But look at your ears. Less than half of your ears lang yung kita. Kasi natatabunan ng pisngi mo. But now, nakikita na yung whole ears mo. You know? So, yes pa. Thank you so much. Nag-greet si Connie and si Sir Donley. Yes, we are really hoping na kung kaya namin, kaya din ng lahat. Kasi we don't know anyone as much as palakain kasi natin, no? Like among my friends, ako yung pinakamalakas at pinakamabilis kumain. Even in our family, Miko agrees. Grabe, kung maka-agree ka dyan, wagas. Kitang-kita mo talaga kung paano ako kumain. Kapag nag-feast ako, sabi nga ng friend ko, si Charisse, we fast hard, but we feast harder. Okay? So, masasarap kumain talaga kami. So, if we can change our ways, especially with food, no? I know a lot more can do better. Kasi yung iba mas may control, mas may and it's just a matter of getting used to. Like ikaw ngayon, sanay ka ng hindi kumakain ng marami. Yun pa yung gusto kong strive actually. Kasi sanay ako mag-fast, pero hindi ako sanay kumain ng konti. Kapag kumain talaga ako, yung talagang busog ako. So,
yeah, same. And but because I knew that it's I was always after being feasting much, I always end up blaming. So why did I do it? So
nagre-regret
ako. So what I did is like I always put myself in a situation na hindi nga ako makapagkain ng marami.
So, I think you told me that last time. Kasi that also happens to me. Alam ko, and the worst part is, before pa ako kumain, alam ko magre-regret ako later, and yet kumakain doon ako ng sobra-sobra. Pero there is this idea kasi, when you heard somebody else who already did it, you know, you can do it also.
Yeah.
But if hindi ka pa nakarinig ng anybody who did it, parang bakit mo sisimulan on yourself na wala pang ang ibang, what do you need to prove or anything? Parang enough yung motivation then or inspiration to hear another person doing that. So like you, sinabi mo na so that you will avoid regretting, para ma-avoid mo yung pagsisisi na kumain ka ng marami. Before you start eating, you made a conscious decision to not overeat.
Yeah.
To not overeat so that you won't regret later. And it's been months na ganyan yung way niya at na-maintain niya to think that is already on top of IF, intermittent fasting, di ba? Although not strict. Meron bang, anong short test mo? 16 hours?
Yeah.
16
Sometimes
hours?
even 14 or 15.
15. Basta you make sure that
If in the event na mag-14 ako, like for example, I usually take my first meal of the day, like 12 or 1 p.m. That's my first meal.
First meal.
But not solid meal, but first anything that I put in my body.
Oo.
And I always end around 7 or 8 p.m. So that's at least
Yeah.
8 hours window time or eating time. But sometimes there are occasions that I was going to out of town trip or something that I need to eat something in the morning like 10 o'clock. I made sure that the whole time after that eating, my stomach will be empty, at least it's empty. Not like, enjoy, okay, it's window time open, eat.
Yeah.
No. Only small portion will eat, and then I will eat on before closing time, like 7 or 8 p.m. So basically, the window time is just
Something
extended, but the
adjust.
amount of food that I take is just the same, or maybe even lower. Because mas nagiging comfortable ako at mas magaan yung katawan ko kung alam ko yung quantity ng kinakain ko, yung saktong quantity lang din na kailangan ko.
Yeah.
Kasi pag sigurado ako, pag mag-over yan, tatamaan ako ng antok. Any time of the day. Like, even breakfast. After breakfast, if I eat too much, automatic, pwede ako matulog ulit. So what's the point? What's the point of, waking up early and just to be sleepy again?
No, sayang.
Anyway, by the way, I didn't, I can't remember anymore when was the last time I take breakfast because
ako din.
maybe 2 years, 3 years ago.
Oh, I think
2 years ago.
nakapag-breakfast ako earlier this year because we have a guest visiting in our office and we have to treat him for breakfast. So, kasi yung host at welcoming committee. So, nakakahiya naman kailangan kong i-impose
There's
sa
always
kanya
an exception. But by the way, when I say that I didn't take breakfast, I avoid breakfast meals. No, I still enjoy breakfast meals. Like bacon is my favorite. So I can have my breakfast sometimes 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Breakfast at 3 p.m.
Yeah, so yung breakfast with IF, no? Alam natin na ang breakfast natin hindi kailangan early morning.
Yeah.
Breakfast is basically just the first thing that you eat after a fast.
And,
so yun lang yung definition.
Saka nga tinawag
siyang
siyang
kumukuha. Ewan ko kung anong kukunin niya dyan.
breakfast. It's called breakfast because you're breaking your fast.
Yes. At sa book, for those who have read the book, especially yung book 1, meron tayong chapter dyan about the routine na most of us are used to eating based on schedule na nakasanayan natin, but not really on the amount of need that we have. So yung children, pinalaki kasi tayo na by this time dapat kumakain na. 7 in the morning, some light snacks in the morning at 10, and then 12 noon, and then afternoon snacks, and then dinner. And worst part, we were forcing our children na kailangan nilang ubusin yung pagkain sa harap nila. And eventually, it gets followed and it's something na nasusunod until adulthood. But it is actually damaging our appetite. So we are no longer eating based on appetite or based on our nutritional needs, but we are already eating based on our schedule. So, knowing that, actually, in-apply na natin yan with the kids. Before, kino-force natin, di ba? So, si Lilo, nakita nyo, umalis na siya kasi bigla na siya nagutom. And siya lang yung kumuha ng pagkain. And right now, he's eating in front of us. But you can't force him to eat anytime.
No.
So, usually yung kumakain nila morning breakfast, no? Ano yung sinabi mo sa akin?
Morning around 9 or 10 a.m. And then, lunchtime, kahit gaano pa kasarap ng pagkain, he will always say, no, I'm not yet hungry. Hindi pa ako gutom. Yun lang. Kahit gaano pa kasarap, hindi pa siya gutom.
Hindi pa
Yun
siya
lang.
ganun. Because children actually are very instinctive. They listen to their bodies. Hindi pa sila na culture brainwash ng schedules, ng timing. And we are so grateful that the whole family now understands this concept na hindi na pinapagalitan. Kasi kawawa yung mga bata na pinapagalitan and they end up forcing themselves eating and it's disrupting their biochemistry and their body. Na eventually, they are eating because it's time to eat. At yung pinakasad for me I used to have this friend na kumakain daw siya kasi yun lang yung, kasi time lang kumain. Like,
It should not be.
wala ka. Ako kasi kahit, yes, parang time na kumain, but it should be for a reason. It's something that you need, or it's already time when you are adjusting your window, or it is for a celebration or with family. Yung parang hindi lang siya basta kain lang.
Yeah, because for me also, when I try to think of it, if the person needs at least 3 times a day of eating, 3 times a day, at least it should be divided equally, like every 8 hours. Why only breakfast at 8 a.m. and lunch at 10 a.m. with a 4-hour span and also and then the whole time na parang pwede ka rin mag-break and wala namang mangyari sa'yo. Ibig sabihin, from nighttime after you sleep and then you wake up and then you extend your fasting, wala talaga nangyari sa'yo except you're feeling better or you feel hindi ka, kasi nga hindi talaga siya needed na kumain ng breakfast, lunch, dinner. Siguro there was a time in the
It's a marketing
past.
strategy actually. It's just actually a marketing strategy. Yung until now, we still see that. Yung mga commercial na sinasabing bawal magutom.
Yeah.
That's why kailangan may baon kang biskwit parati sa iyong bag. And maraming nasuscam yan. Tingnan nyo ang mga bags ng mga tita, tito, or mommy ninyo, or even your bags noon. Parating may biskwit, may candy, may a little chocolate bar, or kahit ano, trying to prevent hypoglycemia. Busog ka pa nga, nagpa-prevent ka na ng hypoglycemia. Yung mga gano'n na mindset.
I remember also my boss in Dubai. He was kind of big, and he's not aware of this about low carb, lifestyle, but he's fully aware that, he said when there's zombie apocalypse or something like end of the world is coming, he said, two of us will die, later than the other friends, the other colleagues, which are, slimmer. Because he knows that we have stored fats in our body.
So he knows.
He knows, but he knows that we have stored fats, and we don't need to take more just to get bigger. Not unless if we know that we're gonna die, if there's starvation is coming or no more food available, then maybe that's the time we should put some more. We should store food in our body because of something we need to be prepared for. But if wala naman, paano? Just
so those
to get
people,
heavy?
So those people, I see them two ways. First is that they know na they have enough stored fats. And they know that na the more they eat, the more they store fat. So, hindi talaga sila na wawalan. So, whatever they eat, they have no one to blame. If ever magkasakit sila with obesity, with diabetes, and everything else, wala sila mabiblame because they know to start. They are aware. So, it was a conscious decision. So, it's okay. So, how they rationalize it? So, for example, they're thinking of a possibility of zombie apocalypse. So, if they think that is feasible, that is possible, especially that they're living in like first world countries or second world countries, no? Alam mo, they're living in progressive countries na alam mo, yung zombie apocalypse, kung mangyayari man, hindi sa time natin. So, it's just rationalizing things na actually, alam mo, it's just an excuse. But for me, they know, but they know very little because if they really know enough, if you know enough, it's so easy to improve your lifestyle. Kasi alam mo how it works on a day-to-day basis, every day. Kasi kung yung alam mo lang, yung kumakain ka, nagpapataba sa iyo, but exactly, kasi yung effect ng sugar and too much eating sa atin, hindi lang naman sa taba. Marami tayong kilala na sobrang payat, never tumaba. But they're very, very unhealthy. Nagle-liver failure, kidney failure, diabetic, cancers. Especially, marami kami in public hospital. We have a lot of patients, farmers, mga very hard workers, yung mga labor, heavy physical work. So, they are very lean, very muscular. But they come in with cancers, kahit sa ang cancers nila. So, and if you look at it by epidemiology, yung study of cases of diseases, sinasabi nila, yung mga cancers na yan, yung etiology nila is something that is to be determined. Hindi alam. But for me, if you look closely, ano mo ba kung ano ang common nila? They're eating the standard diet. So, the standard balanced diet, which is actually high carb. And alam nyo ba, with American Heart Association, they really recommend to do a low carb diet. But, they didn't label it as low carb. Yung sinasabi nila, a woman should not eat more than 5 tablespoons of sugar per day. And alam mo ba ang equivalent ng 5 tablespoons of sugar? 20 grams of carbohydrates. Because per 20 teaspoon rather. 20 teaspoon. 5 teaspoon. Per teaspoon of sugar is 4 grams of carbohydrates. So yung nilagay nila sa guidelines, it is recommended to reduce cardiovascular risk for women to consume carbohydrates or sugar not more than 5 teaspoon per day. So 20 grams, so that's actually low carb. That's even keto standard. And for men, since men are more muscular with metabolism that is quite higher because of their muscle bulk, ang men daw can take up to 6 or 7, I think, 6 or 7 teaspoons. So that is around 30 grams of carbohydrates. So in our low carb lifestyle, we even have somewhat liberal low carb up to 50 grams. But we just don't get it from sugar. We take it from vegetables.
Yeah.
We can take it from certain fruits, some certain extenders that we have, even an egg. Yung egg may carbs din yan, but 1 gram lang per egg. So yung sinasabi nila, if you have to put a limit on your egg, ilang egg daw ba yung limit? So if sabi ko, if you base it on carb content, carb allowance per day, up to 20 eggs per day. Pero sino kakain ng 20 eggs per day? Parang feeling ko, kada
Ako, I can finish maybe like 8 a day.
8?
Because per meal, I can eat 3.
Yeah, ako 6. Yung isa na...
Yeah, 6.
I think 6. Pero alam mo ba, naisip ko, 6, pero isang sitting lang.
6. Sige, isang city sa akin.
Yeah, 6 eggs, but isang upuan lang. I think may question si... Hello, Sir Norge from Davao din po. Nakauwi na si Sir Norge. Sir Norge is, I think, yung mama niya is from Bago City, tama ba? And then, nasa Davao na, and then Manila practicing, and then ngayon nakabalik na sa Davao. So on Mariani, Benson, hello. Si Sumaya may nagpapaas daw sa kanila. So, ang coffee with sweetener daw ba, nakakasira ng fasting? Okay. Whenever we say break a fast, nakaka-break ng fast, maraming ibig sabihin yan. Because breaking a fast, it could be breaking a fast on autophagy side, or breaking a fast on ketosis side, or breaking a fast na nag-increase ang insulin but hindi naka-break ng ketosis. Gets?
Yeah.
So maraming ganyan. So sweeteners, especially zero-calorie sweeteners, actually nakaka-break sila ng fast in a sense that it increases insulin. But transient, okay? Little increase in insulin. So that little increase in insulin can stop autophagy, but not enough to stop ketosis. So if you're doing fasting just for weight loss, it won't stop you when it comes to weight loss, okay? But as what I always say, yung mga nagpo-private message sa akin, yung worry mo when it comes to sweeteners is not actually about the calories. Because the effects of sweeteners, artificial sweeteners, is actually not on the calories, not just on the sugar, not just on insulin. Wait, I'm still talking, wait. Not just on insulin, but the most important, cake, which cake? Okay, wait lang. Malapit na tayo. In 13 minutes, kakain na tayo ng cake. So, with sweeteners, yung pinaka-worry mo kasi dyan is yung effect niya on our brain.
Yeah.
Because sweeteners will make you crave for more sweetness. Your cake can wait, okay? So, yun yung pinaka-important. So, yung with this kid na humihingi ng cake ngayon, yung at least hindi na siya kumakain ng rice and para siyang natural intermittent fasting but not really, but he is somewhat eating by instinct kung kailan niya gusto. But we have to win lang. We have to improve pa on our sweets. Kasi ngayon, we cannot control the availability of sweets anywhere. So, yun lang yung kailangan i-correct sa batang ito. After that, he's gonna grow up perfect. So, I hope that answers your question when it comes to sweeteners. That's why we advise, whenever we're fasting, to do a clean fasting. No, nothing with calorie content or nothing with sweet taste. So, if you want to do coffee, you do coffee that is plain black coffee, and tea also. So, hello Rans and Christina, sis sagot, yes, yun na yung sagot. I hope that answers your question. So, Maming said, zombie apocalypse is just a product of rich imagination to create a TV series. No need to store too much fats in preparation. Ang zombie apocalypse, no? Ano ngayon? Walking Dead? Oo, sa nagka-pandemic na lang, yung Walking Dead, grabe pa din, no? Hindi na ako nanonood niyan.
Zombie apocalypse.
Ano?
Classic talaga, no?
Oh, yung zombie daw, mabilis ko. Meaning, malakas sila. Bakit anong kinakain nila? What do they eat? Utok. Brain. Good. So, there's energy when eating carnivore.
Dahil mga zombie apocalypse, kung kung tiruon mo pa na siya, hindi na siya mapatay, kailangan may ipan, matiro.
Okay. Ano man itiro sa ila?
Nerf.
Diin mo sila dapat.
Nerf gun.
Ano nerf gun? Plugins?
Nerf gun na ano.
Nga brand?
Yeah.
So, Lilo is a very, very talkative and very, very interactive kid and he is waiting for his cake. Anong cake yung gusto mong kainin dyan?
Ang may, green, red.
Need mo to, Rance Gonzalez, para magka-abs.
Orange.
Yes, yun yung goal, magkaka-abs. Gusto mo bang magka-abs? Ako hindi naman. Gusto ko lang ma-tone lang. Si Miko, may abs si Miko before or until now? Nandito yun dyan ba until now? Wow! Because Miko, alika ka dito Miko, pakita kita. Miko kasi, ano yan, these are my cousins na mga swimmers. So, may abs siya. Silang tatlo na magkapatid. Grade 6 pa lang sila, may abs na sila. Ibang klase. Kasi mga ano yan, mga athletes, they're into swimming. Silang tatlong magkakapatid. So, next na episode, baka make one time mag-summer episode tayo. Mag-summer, napakita natin yung abs mo. Ikaw lang muna. Sige. Perfect na daw si Sir Rance, hindi niya na kailangan ng abs. Okay. So guys, if meron pa kayong questions, Ma'am Evelyn, hi Doc, when you are in low-carb lifestyle, can coffee or tea with caffeine can cause heart palpitations? Yes, it can cause heart palpitations, especially if you are not used to to caffeine. Like me, I'm not tolerant to coffee. So, I noticed kapag I can take coffee but with food. Pero when I'm fasting, para akong hihimatayin after I take coffee or even before kasi I made sure na hindi masanay sa coffee. So whenever I take coffee, I palpitate immediately and after that, I feel so weak na kailangan ko matulog. Parang pagod na pagod ako. Para akong nag-exercise. So actually, coffee is like my exercise for the heart. Kasi it's a stimulant. Exercise. Another hack kasi hindi ako nag-exercise eh. So coffee na lang yung exercise ko. And then, yes, it can cause palpitations because of the caffeine because it is a cardiac stimulant. Okay? It's a sympathomimetic. It stimulates sympathetic response. So, but if you want to get used to it, you can ease in slowly if gusto mo talaga mag-coffee. But actually, if you can do without coffee, the cleaner the better. It has antioxidant effect, but you can get that from so many things else, especially fasting. So, hindi kailangan na mag-coffee ka. It's just a matter of preference. You can get the benefits that you get from coffee from something else, like dark chocolate. Did you know? So, meron pa atang nag-ask. Si Chel, hi Doc, good evening. Ask ko lang po, di po ba nabibreak ang fasting ko kapag natitikim ko yung luto ko, especially sa mga soup po? So, if it is calorie containing, like for example, mushroom soup, cream of mushroom soup, kung ano-anong mga creamy na merong pang starch, no, para lumapot, it can really break your fast in a sense that it can stimulate insulin response. But if it's clear broth, like for example, bone broth, vegetable broth na na-strain mo talaga and yung purong-purong sabaw lang and it's just very little, it cannot break your fast significantly. Okay? If you are doing this for healing, like serious conditions like cancers, they are very, very careful because it may stop the autophagic process. But if you are just doing it for weight loss, it may not be that significant. But I know a lot of mothers, cook and chef who are fasting, who already knew the art of first, no longer tasting their food kasi alam na nila by heart yung niluluto nila. Yung iba, meron silang trusted taste tester sa bahay nila na yun yung tigpatikim nila. At saka meron ding isa na although hindi siya magandang pakinggan, but they taste it on their tongue and they spit it out. Kasi yung taste sensation, nasa dila lang naman talaga. Hindi mo kailangan lunukin. But sometimes, kasi nasa dila mo na, natikman mo na, and it's masarap, it's very hard to spit it out because it's our nature to swallow. So, Eleanor is one of our very consistent supporters. Hello po. Doc, ilang araw bago uli pwede mag-EF? As soon as possible, you can. After eating, last September, I did 3 days EF, kain, 3 days ulit, kain, 3 days ulit. I think I did 9 ba yun? 7 or 9, 3 days EF nung September. As long as yung body fat percentage mo is not below critical. So, we have a safe limit, 15 for males, 20 for females, and that is actually very safe kasi malayo pa yan sa critical amount of essential fats sa katawan.
How can you measure it?
Yeah, there are a lot of measurements. Yung iba, yung mga clip sa, yung mga pinch dyan, marami tayong ganyan, pinch sa arms, sa belly, but for us, we have a weighing scale, yung brand na weighing scale na nagpa-measure ng fat percentage. Although hindi siya 100% accurate, but it is somewhat can give you an idea. So, yun. Basta hindi pa below critical yung body fat percentage mo, okay pa. Because fat will give you the energy and at the same time, the water that you need. So, Rans, I'm coffeeholic. Daily, I'm taking coffee 3 to 5 times a day.
Yay! Pareho tayo.
Hindi ba sabi mo lang kanina, nakaka-coffee na ako, but I can still continue taking. I can tolerate coffee. Is taking coffee can lead to colon problems? Not that I know of. Actually, with caffeine content, even standard diet, the normal, you can actually take up to 50 cups, 5 cups per day. Yun talaga yun. Even for pregnant women, allowed up to 5 times. So, sinasabi natin, if it's allowed for pregnant women, it's definitely safer. So, it's a matter still of tolerance and what you're used to. So, if you're used to that, parang wala nang effect sa yung coffee. And you will notice more drastic effect kapag hindi ka nagkakapag-coffee at your normal intake. Yung iba, na sumasakit yung ulo, yung parang hypoglycemia din na effect. Yung masakit ng ulo, nanghihina, because their body is so used to the stimulant of coffee already.
Actually,
Ikaw, hindi ka
I have tried, but
hindi ka happy?
hindi. Actually, it doesn't matter if I have coffee or not, but I feel better if I have coffee. Pero walang side effect sa akin pag walang coffee. Wala lang, hindi ako natumatay.
At least you're not dependent.
No, not that.
You're not dependent.
But I find coffee as a treat. So,
Yeah.
I enjoy ko siya.
Ako, di ba sabi ko, I really made sure na hindi masana yung katawan ko with coffee because I don't wanna be used to coffee studying during med school. Kasi before I entered med school, sabi nila kapag magiging doktor ka daw, coffee addict ka talaga. So, alam mo naman, ayokong maging whatever, mapapadala sa kung ano-ano ang sinasabi nilang magiging mangyari. So, I made sure na hindi ako masanay sa coffee. So, hindi talaga ako nasanay sa coffee. Even if I really love the taste of coffee. Especially yung coffee na matamis.
Ayun. And you decided before pa, way before. But if recently only na alam mo na, hindi kailangan ng sweetener. Kasi feeling ko napapasama yung coffee dahil sa sweeteners, sugar content. Pero coffee itself is not that.
It's not bad. We can actually tolerate
it's
more.
It's good. It makes you feel good. And
Antioxidant.
it makes you digest your
So,
the intake.
Evelyn, you're welcome. Sir Norwin, ma'am, pag ba nag-chewing gum ka lang, di ba pag-break ng fasting pati ang toothbrush? Chewing gum, kasi matamis naman yun. But if meron kang alam na chewing gum na walang tamis, walang calorie, sabihin mo sa akin. Except yung nagamit na ha, kasi yung alam ko lang na chewing gum na walang lasa is yung nakain na. But otherwise, new chewing gum na walang lasa for the sake of chewing. Kasi I know one, like Tita Margie, whenever we're fasting, like right now, today, we know we are going to have this celebration. I did 4 days fast, and Tita Margie did 3 days fast. So, we prepared for this, and yung isang sabi niya, whenever we do EF, nami-miss daw niya yung act of chewing. So, sometimes, yung isang, ice chips, yung parang may nguyang-nguyain ka lang. So, maganda sana yung chewing gum. But actually, pwede siyang maka-elicit ng more hunger. Kasi, whenever you're chewing, sana yung katawan natin, supposedly, after you chew, you will swallow and you will digest. So, kapag, for example, if you notice, kapag nag-chewing gum ka, sasakit yung chan mo because there's acid secretion. Kasi sabi nga nila, digestion actually doesn't start with eating. It starts with visualizing the food. Kaya kapag nakita mo lang, for example, even just imagining, if you can imagine something very sour like green mango, di ba? Lumalabas na yung yung laway mo, yung gastric acid mo. So that's actually the part of our digestion. Parang nagsa-start na siya. So don't stimulate yourself. Parang wag mo siyang baliwin. Parang magiging baliw yung stomach mo. Thinking na meron kang i-digest but wala pala. So better wala. Kapag toothbrush, like right now, sanay na akong mag-toothbrush even without water because I did dry fasting. I know now how to do toothbrushing without water. You just spit out everything. Di ba parang nakaka-confuse, no? Kasi Pinoy tayo. But if you look at foreign movies, hindi sila nagwa-water. Di ba? You just spit it out. Di ba? No, but tayo, sanay tayo na may glass of water talaga dyan. At ganun. But when I started dry fasting since last month, hindi na ako nag-water when toothbrushing. And I just spit it out. And I noticed, I generate more saliva. Maraming laway na lumalabas to clean the mouth. And it's actually good for dentists. Maming has a dental background. Diba? It's good to have some fluoride retained on your teeth because that will help protect your teeth actually. But tayo, wino-wash natin na sobrang clean talaga na it's more on psychological.
Yeah, just like earwax na hindi mo kailangan ubusin lahat every day.
Kailangan ubusin lahat.
Ubus lahat kasi nagproprotect siya sa anything na
Yeah.
Okay.
So ganon. So that Sir Norwin, Rans, mapagbala sa chewing gum, toothbrush. My God, fasting nga meaning food intake allowed. No food intake allowed. Yes. Nakaka-break ng fast yun. Tanong man kay Doktora, yes, nakaka-break po talaga. So, thank you so much. You're welcome po. Fasting, bawal kahit water. So, fasting, we have water fasting, dry fasting. So, water fasting is something that we promote. And along with water fasting, you can take salt and supplements. So, clean fasting yan. Even you additional of tea, real leaf tea, hindi yung mga flavored teas ha, yung real tea na dried teas, and then coffee, considered as clean fasting. Okay?
Anything
and
without calorie, without sugar.
Dry fasting is yun yung kahit walang water. And with dry fasting, I made a video of that. You can watch that on YouTube. What is dry fasting? So I do dry fasting, but not more than 3 days and not more than 24 hours every day. So usually part of my intermittent fasting. So for example, if I do intermittent fasting of 19 hours, 16 hours of that is dry fasting. Okay? Yung ganyan.
It's because if you don't eat anything, you don't also need to drink anything.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if flash out lang niya yung electrolytes sa body mo,
Yes,
diba?
you will actually tend to lose more electrolytes if you just keep on drinking lots of water without supplements, without salt, without electrolytes. You are prone to electrolyte dehydration.
And you also have to your kidney.
Yeah, you have to give your kidney a break. I think merong mga nagtatanong sa YouTube channel ko regarding dry fasting. Ano daw yung difference with 12 hours dry fasting and 12 hours na water fasting. So, somewhat it may be the same when it comes to fat loss, but dry fasting will make you go into ketosis, will push your body to convert those fats, to metabolize those fats, because it will already have 2 reasons to do so. When you are doing water fasting, it will push your fats to be burned to produce energy. But when you're dry fasting, it will force to burn your fats to produce water and energy. Kasi the metabolic water that we produce during dry fasting will be coming from fats. Yeah. So, I think nag-overtime na tayo. We will answer these questions. Nes, hello po Doc. First time ako nag-fasting 42 hours. Na-inspired po ako sa inyo.
Yes,
thank you, Nes.
congratulations.
Congratulations. Yan talaga yung sinasabi ko. Sometimes you have to hear it from someone else. Like, before, when I first learned about this, no, sobrang shock ako na merong mga tao na regularly kumakain, nagpa-fasting ng every 3 days, every 5 days, sobrang impossible. At meron daw nagsasabi, every day, once a day lang sila, kaming dalawa ni Duday, kami problem, binuang naman na, grabe naman na, that's crazy, to eat just one meal a day. And that is just like more than a year ago, and we're doing that right now.
and even me before, like right now, I've been, hindi na ako nag-breakfast for more than a year. But before, there was a time na hindi lang ako makapag-breakfast sa office. Feeling ko hindi ko naman to continue yung trabaho ko until lunchtime.
Araw mo.
Feeling ko hindi ako makapagtrabaho until lunchtime. Kasi hindi nga ako nakapag-breakfast.
Kasi it's just a matter of pasanay-sanay lang talaga. Kaya sabi ko sa'yo, with this lifestyle, no, it's 80 to 95% just mindset.
Yeah.
And for those then na hindi nagsasabi they tried and they felt so bad, I tell you, it's just maximum 3 days. After 3 days, masasanay ka na. Si Miko, no, it's one of our youngest fasters. Ilang taon ka yung first fast ka? 18 years old. High school pa lang siya, senior high. Tapos may class siya. Like, normal, pre-pandemic. Nasa canteen sila, break time siya, hindi kumakain kasi nagpa-fasting siya. In high school. Can you imagine? Kung grabe, siya yung pinaka-winner sa ating lahat, sa whole family natin. Kasi nag-aaral siya. Kasi tayo may work na parang wala kayong pakialam kung anong gagawin ko. But siya, estudyante, and nakaya niya for 3 days. No, imagine.
Kaya ko feeling magiging centenarian ka.
Magiging centenarian. Sana magkita-kita tayo ng mga centenarians na tayo.
Yeah. Gold centenarian.
Centenarian. Eleanor, we give Orbit chewing gum. Has xylitol. Yeah, but xylitol is still sweet. Yeah, but it's a good kind of sweetener. We have sugar-free. Yeah, yun sugar-free, but it is okay during eating window. But the moment it tastes sweet, it's okay during eating window, but not okay during a fast. But it's up to you if you want to do dirty fasting. So, Sir Norge, si Enja Norge, si Sir Norge talaga yan. How about exercise during fasting po? Is it recommended?
Actually,
For
it's
those,
better.
yes, it's better. Because you did that?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Diba?
Before, I used to go to gym like not regularly, but I eat a lot because after I went to the gym, I felt very hungry. So I tend to eat more than what I burn. So like triple. But when I tried, like after I wake up, no eat anything,
And then you
exercise, feeling ko mas naging efficient, mas maraming talaga. And after that, parang hindi nasasayangan ako kumain ako ng marami kasi sobrang bigat. Parang sinayang ko na yung in-exercise ko. So actually, I want to, if not full, convince my brain not to enjoy too much food. Kung meron ko lang sana ako. Gusto ko pwede sana na makontento.
Yung hindi ka masanay sa, yung wala ka nang ganang kumain.
Actually, before I was eating rice, feeling ko parang pinaparusahan ko sarili ko kung one cup of rice lang. Ngayon, ayoko na kumain ng rice kasi parang kulang yung isa. So it's better wala na lang rice, pika-pika. Always pika-pika, and namubusog ka naman. And kung minsan, ayoko na rin mabusog kasi pag namubusog ako, tendency ko, again, nagiging sleepy, ayokong tinatamad. So, for me, it's better kumain kasi gutom ka lang. Pero hindi mo kailangan magpakabusog. Kumbaga, as long kumain ka, pag nawala na yung gutom,
at saka,
enough.
hindi ka kailangan kumain para mag-exercise.
Oo, yun.
Diba? So, actually, for those who are prone to exercise and doing physical activity talaga, there are a lot who perform better on a fasted state. Parang nagiging faster yung ketosis, nagiging faster yung benefits.
Especially if you're exercising for stamina, for endurance, for weight loss, hindi mo kailangan na may pagkain. However, if you want to gain muscles, since sa pag-gain ng muscles, kailangan mo talaga protein. So, kailangan mo kumain ng meat.
Yes, but you can do that just on your eating window.
On your eating window.
You don't need to eat before that. Dahil yung kinakain mong meat, hindi naman yan yung talagang gagawin mong muscle right then and there. Muscle build-up can take months and years. Okay? Hindi siya immediate. And yung stimulation to do muscle building will need exercise. So, hindi siya more on food na type of food talaga. Your body can create muscles from the many proteins that you take. And marunong siyang mag-conserve. We have a lot of amino acids na pwede natin gawing exercise. But the muscle building component is more on the exercise and not just on eating. But if eating will come in the picture, it should be lesser carbohydrates. Or else, kapag maraming carbohydrates yung kinakain mo, you will be building muscles but you're also building fats. So it's up to you. If you want to build fats and muscles at the same time, eat and exercise.
For me, one of the best, and then the classic example would be the caveman time. Like, pagkagising nila, there's no ready food.
Yeah.
So they need to hunt. And when you go hunting, it's like total, parang ka ng CrossFit. May running, may hunting, may kung ano. Parang ka ng CrossFit. Like, total
mental
body.
exercise
Mental,
kasi
lahat.
kailangan mo
Total
kung
body.
ano.
Tingnan mo, may caveman ka makakita mo na, overweight, na obese. Wala, lahat sila puro muscles.
At alam mo ba, during...
Kinakain nila meat. Raw meat.
At alam mo ba, even those times, merong mga rare instances na meron talagang medyo malalaki or unhealthy. At alam mo kung sino sila? Yung mga leader ng tribe.
Kasi,
Kasi sila lang yung nakaupo. Sila lang yung nakaupo. Saka, no. But sabi nila, when it comes to men versus women, men daw has more, kasi sa group natin, I think mas marami yung mga babae, no? But actually, men are capable of fasting more than women. Kasi by nature, yung women daw has more access to food than men. Kasi sila yung naiiwan, hindi naman sila parating nakakasama during hunting. But they are prone to eating mga konti-konti, kung ano-ano lang. But men, when they eat, it's really a big feast. But I think my genes is more on men.
Pero at least at least parang rin naghunting sa 3 days na extended fast mo.
Yeah.
Kasi wala ka na.
Naniniwala talaga ako na merong mga babae no, na sumasama talaga sa hunting. So, Eleanor,
sir.
advice not to rinse after brushing for our teeth to benefit from the fluoride. Yes, yun yung fluoride. Okay, so I think we already answered the questions. I hope you get to enjoy this episode. Next time, tingnan ko kung sino makakasama ko ulit kung sa susunod nating live episode this coming Monday, 5:38 p.m. here at Global TV Network. So, if you like this video, if you like this episode, please do like and share to your page so that our other family and friends can enjoy as well. To all our followers, Tita Margie, I can see there, Chloe, hello, and Sir Norman, and marami pang naka-live watching right now. Hello, thank you so much, and thank you. We'd like to greet our Tita Mama. So, our family here, our sister Kat, Andrew, our brother who we missed during this event. We hope to celebrate with you soon. Happy birthday again! I love you so much! And yan lang po, Connie. Bye-bye! Thank you!
Thank you!
See you next time!